Welcome to this first edition of the RSL Insider on RSLLake.com. I'm your host, John Kluter. Thanks for joining us today. We're coming at you from Lehigh in Zengo Field, where, as you can see behind me, Real Salt Lake taking on the Weber State Wildcats, working out some kinks and making some final preparations ready for the first ever match between Real Salt Lake and Philadelphia Union this Saturday down in Sandy. You can catch up with head coach Jason Kreis and some of the RSL players, get their reaction on what to expect from Peter Novak's side on Saturday, playing the comforts of home at Rio Tinto Stadium this month in May, and getting their reaction for a reunion of sorts with Union goalkeeper Chris Seitz. With Tony Beltran, defender. Tony, midweek scrimmage like this, what do you guys take out of it? What can you build on for Saturday's first ever match against Philadelphia?
Obviously it's good fitness playing a midweek game, and the guys aren't out here playing 90 minutes, but we're doing things that we're gonna do on Saturday. We're having the right attitude mentally and trying to establish possession and playing our game, which is what we're gonna do here at home this weekend. Speaking
of being back at home, talk about the comfort and convenience of getting back to Rio Tinto Stadium. Obviously seemed to help a little bit last week. Going to be home all month. What does that do for the psyche of the team?
Yeah, it's great. I forgot what my house looks like, and so now that we're back here for 3 weeks straight, it's nice to be at home with our families, and it's familiar here, so it makes it easier. And obviously we love Rio Tinto Stadium, and we love playing there. It's we've got such a great crowd. It's an advantage when teams come here. They hate it, so it's nice. It's a boost.
Speaking of friends coming back home, Chris Seitz, goalkeeper from last few years, coming back home. You're good friends with Chris. Let's talk about what it's going to be like welcoming him back here, going against him for the first time in your career.
Yeah, it's going to be a little weird. I was actually joking with him the other day, saying I'm going to score my first goal on him. And so there's some banter going back and forth with that, but we're encouraging each other throughout the year. But this week we're opponents, so we're going to look at it that way. But always friends off the field.
First of all, how is your health? How are you coming back to fitness in the last week?
Bien, la verdad que estuve enfermo, tuve con lesiones, no pude estar ayudando a mis compañeros, y bueno, ahora por suerte esta semana ya estoy listo para volver a empezar y para poder dar una mano al equipo.
Talk about what do you expect in the match against Philadelphia on Saturday. It's a new team, haven't had a chance to play against them, but what have you seen from them so far? What do you expect?
Sí, más allá de que sea un equipo nuevo, creo que tienen buen equipo, que ya están teniendo un poco de mala suerte. Pero bueno, nosotros jugamos en nuestra casa, tenemos que ganar, así que vamos a hacer todo lo posible para lograrlo.
Will Johnson, midfielder, goal scorer a couple times in this game. What do you get out of a run like this midweek to prepare for Philadelphia on Saturday?
I think exactly that. You get yourself into positions to score goals. I think it's something that you can't do in training. You need to actually be in a game environment and practice things in the attacking third of the field that'll help us out for Saturday. I don't think it matters who you're playing. You can always work on your attacking, sort of finishing.
And you've been around the goalmouth a little more, it seems, this year than years past for RSL. Is there a more aggressive mindset? Is that something the coaches have asked you to do, pushing forward a little more?
I haven't spoken specifically with Jason about it. I think collectively as a group we've wanted to get our wing midfielders involved in more attacks and get more numbers in the box. If you have more numbers in the box, you're going to have a higher percentage chance of scoring goals. And so I've taken that role seriously this year, and I think Javier being injured has also enabled me to push forward a lot more. So if I get goals, great, help the team win, and if I make tackles and play more defensive and help the team win that way, that's also great.
And coming up on Saturday, first ever matchup against Philadelphia, a little bit of a wild card there, but you've played Peter Novak coached teams before, and you've had a chance, I'm sure, to see some of the early games of the season. What do you expect out of the Union come Saturday?
Very aggressive. They're a very aggressive team, but they're going to have to be careful. They've gotten, a lot of red cards, and that has been the reason probably why they have the record that they have. I think they're a good team. They've got some good players. Peter's always going to have an aggressive team. Tactically they'll be very good, and it'll be a tough challenge for us. I think with any expansion team, you never know what you're going to get on the day, and I think we have to be prepared for a very organized and very aggressive team, which will present a good challenge for us.
I heard you on your coach's show last night talk about you're starting to maybe get a little concerned about your forwards not scoring as much, and I wondered, do you feel like that's a product of the way defenses are playing you, or something else?
No, I mean, I don't know that I could pinpoint it to any one thing, and I'm not being critical of the forwards when I say that. I'm just saying that I know how it is to be a forward. Oftentimes you think that your only job is to score goals, and then you put pressure on yourself and you start to listen to what other people are saying and read articles that may be critical of you, and it can be a very difficult situation to be in. And so from my point of view, I pointed out only to say to the forwards, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a lot of things very, very well for our team, a lot of things that the coaching staff appreciates and notices. If you keep doing those things, we're going to be happy, you're going to continue to play, and the goals will come.
Yeah, I felt that Robbie and I mean, your forwards, so they played pretty well, and they should have had at least one or two. I mean, just on the run of play, the way they were playing.
Yeah, I think I really liked the way they combine. I really like the way they run off of each other, create space for each other, hold the ball up for the team, defend together. I think they're doing all those things well. And Sabo finished a chance that was called back by the referees. So my message to them will be just continue doing what you're doing, and things are going to turn around for you. When they do, I feel like they're going to come in boatloads.
It seems to happen that way, doesn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's the life of a forward. There's going to be times where you can't buy one, and there's going to be other times where everything you shoot ends up in the back of the net.
When did that ever happen for you? Couldn't buy one?
Oh, lots of times. Lots of times. I went through real big dry spells. Real big dry spells, yeah. 6, 7, 8 games in a row where I couldn't find a goal.
You had to play 4 of your first 5 on the road, and we all made a big deal about that. So what do you say about Philly playing 12 out of 15 on the road?
You know, I'm sitting here telling my players last week, we're the only team that's had only one home game. That's reflective in our record. And then this morning I find out that Philadelphia's only had one home game. So I guess I lied to the players, but sometimes I think it's best to lie to them.
Well, that'll do it for today's edition of the RSL Insider from Lehigh. Thanks for joining us. And remember, you can join us Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. for the adjusted kickoff time between Real Salt Lake and the Philadelphia Union. And remember, you can keep coming back here at realsaltlake.com for more expanded video coverage of all things Claret and Cobalt in the weeks and months ahead. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.